Hello, my beloved friends. So, I welcome you all in the love and the light of the one Creator. And in today's session, I have queried about the Space Force, and I have also asked the Galactic Federation about the latest update. Since today is the 22nd of June, and as per my previous channelings, they had stated that on the 3 days, right, from 20, 21, and 22, there will be galactic waves which will assist and awaken the old souls. So I had already done many sessions in order to assist us during this period previously, and many of you are already aware of those. Furthermore, in today's session, the Galactic Federation have replied to my query about the Space Force. Now, I have asked this about the Space Force, which was openly created. Okay, now many of you are already aware that there are many space forces. Some of them are secretive forces, and the Galactic Federation also said that there are many. But my query was regarding the Space Force, which was openly created by the United States. Okay, so as per the you had voted to understand about this on my channel, and I received the information. Now this information may be a bit out there, or maybe a bit different from what you have already heard from other people. Look, okay, this is what I received. I am sharing you what I received, and it is up to you to accept or reject this information. Always use discernment. That is why they say, right? So this is what I have received about the Space Force, and they have also revealed certain agreements that they had made with Mr. Donald. Okay, and I believe that this video has a very high likelihood of being taken down. Okay, because I don't know. Okay, many of my other YouTuber friends, they are saying that if we just say the name of Mr. Donald or if we just like use his name, there is a high chance that the algorithm will delete the video or something like that. But I'm just taking the chance. Even if it gets deleted, I will have a backup. Don't need to worry. So here is the video, and enjoy the session, after which I will explain to you what I understand. So here is the session.
We are the Galactic Federation, and we greet you, beloved, in the love of the one Creator, and we are here from our Saturn Council, connected to you via our thought forms. Please understand that as we view your planet from our base on the Saturn Council, we can see the planetary waves of consciousness shifting toward a higher octave of consciousness. As the days and the months slowly pass by, before we share our thoughts, please note that you have free will to accept or reject this information. We are going to share through this instrument our thoughts. Each day and each month brings in a new wave of consciousness, slowly raising the vibration of the whole planetary system. Before we start to share our thoughts, please use your discernment. And we would like to thank this instrument for sharing our message amongst the people, many of whom have followed our guidance through these times. These times may sometimes seem tough to many entities, but the rewards will be massive. Please understand that this is a time which is most critical and also the reason why we are in contact with many other entities as well via this process of thought form communication, also known as channeling. In a similar manner, we are connected to this instrument today who seeks to understand the reason behind the creation of the so-called Space Force in your language terms. Please note that this instrument is referring to a Space Force which has been openly created as the sixth branch of the military on the western side of the Earth planetary sphere, in the lands known as the United States, of which we are going to answer your query based upon the information we have gathered. And we will share only the information which we can share. You must understand that this Space Force was created because of a certain galactic war that had occurred previously. Many people on your planet are already aware that many entities from your planetary sphere had already been sending entities outside the planet, such as to planet Mars and to the moon. What actually had happened was that there was a certain base that had been created by these people in coordination with us, the Galactic Federation, on the Martian and the moon planets, which had existed prior to this current time-space nexus. It existed, and these bases had allowed humanity and us, the Galactic Federation, to work together and perform research in order to allow the advancement of humanity. Furthermore, many entities on your planetary sphere were involved in this from various parts of your planet. This was a sort of project that we as the Galactic Federation had offered to humanity in order to allow certain entities using their free will who were ready to evolve into the faster next phases of consciousness in exchange of certain technologies that your people desired. However, because of the ego of your people, many entities formed alliances with the other negative-oriented Orion entities, which led to a war that occurred on space, on Mars, approximately 3 years prior to this linear time-space nexus. This conflict occurred between the entities from the Orions and the human species. Those few entities who had been sent on a special mission to learn and expand their consciousness during this battle. Many entities and almost all of the human physical vehicles involved in such bases were destroyed by the Orion Reptilian Anunnaki Collective. Since the Orions, the Reptilians, and the Anunnakis were spiritually advanced to a sufficient degree, we did not interfere in the battle because we did not want to create a massive battle that would have lasted for a long period, and the after effects would have been seen on your planetary sphere. Hence, we as the Galactic Federation just sent love and light energies at that time space, because of which this battle stopped. And the reptilian, Orion, Anunnaki collective, along with their allied human entities who had been on the Mars planet during this special program, returned back to their normal state. Currently, in this time-space nexus, the Martian planet has been preoccupied by these entities from the reptilian, Orion, Anunnaki collective. Furthermore, please understand that after the battle stopped, we on seeing the futility of this type of program that had allowed special abilities access to many entities, we approached many of the leaders of your powerful nations, and we approached a certain entity by the name of Donald at that time space. And we made an agreement with this entity stating that this entity, if it is successful in creating a space force that would have the capability of defending your planet against some of the reptilian entities, then and only then would this exchange program be continued. Hence, this agreement has been made, and currently there are no entities who are in this special program task force, as it has ceased. And also, this is the reason why the creation of this sixth branch of the military, as known by your people as the Space Force, was created. Furthermore, please remember that we can sense that this branch is still functioning and slowly and steadily making some progress. Furthermore, on the coming time space of the July timeline, a certain galactic meeting has been scheduled, along with the Space Force representatives of your planets, wherein we are to assist your people and also work out what can be done in order to stop the infiltration that is occurring on Mars. This negative influence has to be stopped, as we can sense their influence is going to be dramatic on your planetary sphere. Furthermore, upon scanning this instrument's mind complex, we are receiving mixed queries regarding information pertaining to this Space Force concept. There are many variants of this Space Force that are currently operating on your planets. However, in order to avoid confusion, we shall withhold these information at this time space. Furthermore, please note that your planet is currently shifting at a rapid pace into the beginning stages of the fourth density consciousness. And since today is July 22nd, as known in your language sequence, time-space terms, today is a day which signifies the end of the 3-day timeline, which would allow the old souls to raise their consciousness to a higher degree. Furthermore, many guidance has already been received previously. Also, today We as the Galactic Federation would like to share with you a simple method which would aid your people in this coming time. This method is simply to focus on the void, because the void is already existing around each and every object or sound that you perceive in the illusion complex that surrounds each of you. This void is the gateway to infinite intelligence, or the gateway to the source as known by many of your people. Hence, in order to focus on the voice, also focus on the silence between the words or the sounds that you hear on a daily basis, especially for today. Therefore, beloved, we as the Galactic Federation leave you in the love and light. Bye.
So hello there, my friends. After watching the session, I learned that the Space Force was actually created because of a galactic war that had occurred previously. Now, currently, also, as per the current update of the Galactic Federation, the entities Reptilian, Orion, Anunnaki, and Greys, these are already on Mars. Okay. Now, previously, the Galactic Federation said that previously there was a program which allowed humans, certain humans, to work with the Galactic Federation in bases in Moon and in Mars. Now, this information I actually had not heard about before. Okay, they were working on Mars and on Moon, and they were working and in exchange of certain information or knowledge or technology. But what ended up happening was that some of the humans, they got engaged with the negative, because they started to use their ego, and there was a huge conflict, okay, that occurred between these groups, they said, and a galactic war had ensued, before this current time. Okay, so this is what they have said in this session. And I believe one of the most important things is that the reason why the Space Force was created openly. Okay, now look, I believe that you can do many things under secrecy, but until and unless you bring it on the open, you will not get the enough the funding, the resources needed to create a stable or a powerful Space Force. There are certain things under the secrets secrecy that are running, I know, and the Galactic Federation also said that. Okay, now I believe this was openly created to make it more powerful and make it more known to the people, because people will find out eventually, right? And this was openly created, and they said they have agreements with Mr. Donald, that if a powerful Space Force capable of defending the Earth planet from some basic reptilians, I believe they said the basic entities, not the highly advanced, for that the Galactic Federation will look after them, but the basic, okay, if you are able to defend against the basic reptilians and the Greys, then they will again resume the program of exchanging humans and allowing them to learn about evolving in consciousness. This is what they said in the session, and I believe it is very important for us to understand that it is up to us, right? It is up to us, and I think there are many space forces, like the Galactic Federation said. So hopefully in the future session, I will ask about the other space forces which are existing on our planet. Furthermore, Galactic Federation said that today is 22nd, and we can focus on the silence. They said this, okay? They said that, between every like voice or something like that, focus on the silence, they said, okay, for just today, because this is the gateway to the Creator. And I hope this session helped someone or many of you, and I thank you so much for watching the video. And also I have been uploading daily like guidance messages on my Patreon, um, like almost daily, whenever I get a chance to channel. So thank you so much for also like following me on Patreon, and thank you all. So see you again in the next session. Thank you.